It's time to look at custom Magic the Gathering cards. We got the Balanced Bolt. Why do we even need to balance Bolt? There's nothing wrong with 1 red for 3 damage. It is a red instant. Balanced Bolt deals 3 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. So we can't hit the players? If that target is a legendary permanent that is both blue and green, so what is that, like Nadu, Oko, whatever. There's a small range of things. And green, the spell deals 9 damage instead. Can't be countered, and the damage can't be prevented. There's gotta be some gigantic Simic creature that I don't even know about that this card is even built for. So basically, the red players are like, I can't beat that giant Simic card. So do you know what? This card doesn't allow it to exist at all. Instead of bolting for 3, we're bolting for 9. Alright, so with that in mind, it's probably fair. It's just hating on Simic. Other than that, I think you could probably play that in Pioneer. May not even see modern play, in my opinion. Alright, next up we got the failed Phoresis. This is a blue 3 generic enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a token that is a copy of it, except it is a 0/0 black Phyrexian Germ. Wouldn't everything, therefore, just be, like, stone cold dead? Whenever a non-token creature control dies, create a token. I guess this only saves creatures that enter the battlefield with some sort of +1/+1 counters on it. Subject 345A spent 5 seconds before death. A stunning success. Oh, creates double the death triggers, though, in some cases. You get double the death triggers. Repeated ETB and death. Well, not repeatedly enough. It has to be a non-token. And we're making, we create a token, so it's not gonna be this infinite loop of things dying. That could happen! If it says that whenever a creature you control dies, that would create this infinite death loop. But as it's worded, yeah, you get double the death triggers. Maybe even get double the creatures if you got creatures that ETB with the counters. Okay, cool card. And of course, because of the show, oh, Dimitri, thank you very much for becoming a member. Coffee crew here on YouTube. And of course, Dimitri, oh, you have a list of cards. We will get to lists of cards in the second half, but thank you very much. We will get to those. All right, Madra's here, of course. Next, we got the Time Jink. This is a blue-black sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. So long, creature. Add or remove time counters from target permanent or suspended card equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. You hear that, Madra? Someone made something for your suspend deck. And also you get to draw a card. So you cash in no matter what. How do you lose? I mean, I guess you lose the creature you have on the battlefield, but you get that Ancestral Vision to wind down faster on any of those Doctor Who cards. I see nothing wrong with this. I hope there isn't some broken suspend card I'm not thinking about. They have suspend for a reason, but most of them can be cheated anyway. Good evening, Mel. Welcome, everyone. Get them coffee. We got Spoiled Brat. Get your coffees ready. We're gonna look at some chaotic custom Magic the Gathering cards. 2 mana, 1/2 human noble. Whenever you give a gift to an opponent, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Where's my present, huh? I'm not familiar with this new mechanic. Bloomborough is coming out with a gift mechanic. Whenever you give a gift, I think it's like if you give a gift, your opponent gets to draw a card under some circumstances. Does anyone know how gifting works? That sounds so bad out of context. How do I gift something to somebody? I don't know how to give gifts. Sounds terrible. Isn't gift a new mechanic? Yeah, gifting is a new mechanic out of Bloomborough. Maybe we don't know what it's about. I don't know if Wizards officially labeled what gifting is yet. So whenever you give a gift to an opponent, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. So basically, we're both Did we gift to each other too? So I gift to them, but I also gift to myself. I keep drawing a card. So this is a weird Dark Confidant looking thing. Give as in they created, I suppose so. I think we've all seen so far as gifting tokens. I saw one as like they drew a card. Maybe I'm wrong. Each gift is something different. It's like tribute. If you decide opponent gets something like a creature or card, your effect is better. Aha! Yeah, people like the gift mechanic. Everyone wins in the commander table, especially me. Spoiled brat passes. So far, we have not seen anything incredibly super broken. The piercing shot. One shot, one kill. Instant. Piercing shot deals 5 damage to target creature with flying. You hear that, slick shot show off? It's coming for you. Now, if red was spent to cast this spell, excess damage is dealt to any another target instead. I think that no grammar well right there. Not that I should be fixing anyone's grammar. Mine's not any good either. So if red was spent to cast this spell, so with red and a green, the excess damage, it's like got trample. We got trample damage. Is that an official thing yet? We should have trample damage at this point. They got trample over planeswalkers. I think we can have trample damage, where whatever we deal damage to, it just hits the player or something else. When you cast the spell, when it enters the opponent, oh, you're talking about the gifting thing. You gets to draw a card. No, I think the gifting, it changes depending on the circumstance. Kills Birds of Paradise and Nadu. That's right. They both fly. Okay, I like this card. It's really no different from, like, Plummet or any of those other things. I mean, you get to 2 for 1 if they have flying, that is. We got the Strength Eater. Yes, when we eat, we get stronger. We have a black-green 2 generic 1/3 fungus beast with Wither. Now, whenever Strength Eater deals damage to a creature, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Strength Eater equal to the amount of damage dealt. So basically, we deal damage, we grow. We grow in size. Any Wither fans in the house? Anybody? Anyone like Wither around there? Wither is a super popular mechanic. I don't know. Some people have just the absolute hots for shrinking people's creatures with damage. Yes, they get smaller. You might be indestructible, but can you beat Wither? It's just a fun way, you know, how the way Magic the Gathering balances itself out like that. Why would I ever block this? Sometimes you have to. Look, if you put a giant growth on this thing, you might think differently. Although you're probably chump blocking at that point. Wither is nice because it kills indestructible. You see? You see? Everyone's very... I think every casual player on this earth has like, indestructible is indestructible. How do I beat this thing? And then they learn about, you know, exiling effects and maybe like, you know, shuffling the card back into the library. And then they discover Wither. It's like, Withers, that's the way to do it. Wither. Yeah, poison counters too. It all works. Okay. So far, nothing crazy. We got some like real cards out here. Entreat the Gods. There's a white enchantment. Planeswalkers, spells, and divine creatures you cast have Convoke. Gods, demigods, angels, archons, and avatars are divine. Convoke. Oh, so we can just convoke these things into play. Can I even tap? No, I can't tap my Entreat the Gods to pay for my Convoke. You know who would need this? The angels. Angels, archons, avatars. They're always super outrageously expensive. Blast Offer asks, what's the difference between Infect and Wither? You can kill somebody with Infect. It's like, it's a more broken version of Wither, as far as I'm concerned. Infect is Wither, but also does poison. Exactly. Which is more broken. Oh boy, you think this is busted? Entreat the Gods? What, you're afraid of Heliod coming out on turn 3 or something? Yeah, I mean, it costs you a card to have this thing in play. I don't think this is outrageous. I don't think it's at more broken of a rate of those enchantments like Exploration to help you double your land drops to still ramp your stuff onto the battlefield. Also a fine card. Dimitri's like, I need Entreat the Gods now! Or sorry, yeah, Entreat the Gods. You a Gods player? Play with a bunch of Gods in your deck? The Muraganda Tents. The hell is that? Muraganda Tents. Green, green, green enchantment. Creatures you control lose all abilities? Why? How? I don't understand.
No, God, please, no!
Whenever a counter other than a +1/+1 counter would be put on a creature you control, put a +1/+1 counter on it instead. But I can't even give myself counters with my creatures because they lost all their abilities. So it has to be with my spells. Pay 1 life. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. We didn't even put any other counter on it. We didn't even put a counter. This is just temporary. So basically, I pay life to buff everything up. Oh, it's like necropotence for creatures to some weird degree. Head empty, face first, no takebacks. That's right, forward, not backwards. That's how green thinks. That's how it should be. The last effect is ultra busted. Is it really? Pay 1 life? Okay. Everyone's at 40 life. I mean, there's a cost. It's not even, well, +19 is not necessarily, well, I guess it scales, right? You put a bunch of tokens on the battlefield, you play your Muragandatens onto the battlefield, then you pump everything up significantly, and then I guess you can one-shot somebody. Because all it takes, you just need 2 creatures on the battlefield, shrink yourself down. But you have to kill everyone in that 1 turn. If you don't, like, you're dead. Like, you spent a lot of life to enable all this stuff. What's funny is you still get your draw step. Even in Commander, this is nuts. It's channel for creatures. It's not a channel. It doesn't add mana. You still need creatures on the battlefield. When you have those creatures, it could be over. And it's only until end of turn, people. Zip was like, poison, no, poison don't work, because creatures you control lose all abilities, you see? They definitely balance this thing out. What a balance. I think Muragandatens is very balanced. I like this card. I like this a lot. Crater Hoof Behemoth is also until end of turn. Yeah, but Crater Hoof didn't cost you any life. That's the big difference. Here's, okay, look. With cards like this, if you're gonna like shrink half your life total even more than that to enable all your creatures, you're at range of dying if you do not kill your opponents. Anyway, that's how I'm looking at it. Maybe it's still worth it. You can pay life and then sack Muragandatens. How are you gonna sacrifice it? What creature will enable this? I mean, I guess you could destroy it. Greater good, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Ooh, that's a good combo. So you buff everything up, and then afterwards, you buff everything up, then you draw 1,000,000 cards off of it. We got Fling. Okay, am I just crazy? Maybe I just don't understand you fair people. This doesn't look that bad to me. The creatures are, you're basically up against someone who has just a bunch of vanilla creatures. Now, I understand. You know, life is meant to be used as a resource. Maybe going down 30 life, buffing everything by 30 is a problem. Okay, you don't have to deal 40 damage to kill in Commander, right? You can deal enough damage at 1. Yeah, but you need to kill everybody. Look, you can't just kill 1 person and expect that you're not going to be the threat at the table. You can't kill 3 people with 1 commander in 1 turn. Not conventionally. I'm sure there's some exception to the rules over there. All right, you know what? You all seem to be really fussy about this card. Yeah, Maze of Ith. There we go. Toads. Look at the answers in the format. You seem to be very fussy about this card. All right, I guess it's broken. I guess it's broken. Just hit it with a return to nature. Well, the problem with enchantment removal is they can still like buff everything up in response. And then the creatures gain their abilities back again. All right, we got our first super chat. That is not big. Hand of Demand. Because if you super chat, I have instructions in the description. You could join my Discord. Submit cards, super chat, and I'll look them up, and we're going to rate them on the show. All right, this is Elixir's Hand of Demand. The red-black 3 generic 5/5 avatar. Now, before you cast a spell that has an additional casting cost, choose an opponent. That player pays the additional cost for the spell as you cast it. Huh? So I'm getting someone else to pay for my spell? Before you cast a spell that has an additional casting cost, choose an opponent. That player pays the additional cost for the spell as you cast it. If the cost has X, it can't be 0. If the player can't pay, Hand of Demand deals 5 damage to that player. That is so interesting. So we are forcing people to pay for our spells. Okay, pay up, damn it. And if they can't, they take a whopping amount of damage. Well, and but this is great, but it has to be an additional casting cost. What if the additional casting cost was discard a card? I guess they could still do that if they can. Well, if they can't pay, they take 5 to the face. That's okay. Do you know what? I like the idea. 5 damage sounds so high. It's just crazy, crazy high. But maybe there's not that many spells with an additional casting cost. I have no idea how this thing would work. Can't sacrifice a permanent. I'm gonna make you sacrifice a permanent. Now remember, they don't have. Do they have to? That player pays. If the cost has X, it can't be 0. If the player can't pay, I guess they could just choose not to as well. Then they, of course, take 5. You can wait until they tap out and bring the multi-kickers with... I don't know if is that considered an additional casting cost? I think that's just kicker. I don't think kicker would get around this. Or I don't think kicker would induce the damage. There are rules! Rules, Brawly Shadow says, that don't let you force someone to pay costs. Well, they aren't forcing you in this case. A phenomenal... I think it's cool. I don't know if 5 damage is too much, but if it is, it could always be lowered to 3. This is a very unique card. Very fresh and interesting. Freebie section. Thistle Simplicity. It is a blue, green, 4/5 elf druid. It's got eminence, which is always broken. There's no fair eminence out there, okay, people? As long as Thistle is in the command zone or on the battlefield, other non-artifact creatures you control lose all abilities. Other non-artifact creatures you control. Why? Why would I want to do this? Oh, come here, buddy. I think you make a great pig. As long as Thistle... What is the point of this card? Other non-artifact creatures you control... Oh, sorry, it's non-artifact. What? Okay, can someone explain to me, like, what's the point of this damn thing? Color text wins again. It sounds like a strict downside. Now, it's only the non-artifact creatures, so you can make an artifact deck, and nothing will be, like, affected. You can donate to the opponent. Okay. Okay, that's something, I guess. We are in blue, so we can literally donate to the card. Self-abuse cards are popular today. Yeah, we were this is how you handicap yourself in Magic the Gathering. It's a handicap. You know, there's no greater way to invite people to Magic by playing the handicap deck. Where basically you're playing on hard mode. I lose all my ability. You can have all your abilities, though. It's great with negative cards like demons. I see. All right, then. Well, I don't say anything broken, so we're going to give it a pass. Will Anderson with the Enceromorphosis. I nailed it, didn't I? My pronunciation skills, so good. Enceromorphosis. Typed it up in one shot, that's for sure. Okay, we got a Simic enchantment, Flash Hexproof. When Enceromorphosis enters the battlefield, your life total becomes 2. Holy crap. You have Hexproof. Creatures can't attack you unless they have flying and their controller pays 2. This card's terrible! You have Hexproof. Creatures can't... Oh, they can't attack you unless they have flying and... So... Oh my god. This is really high risk, very low reward. Oh. Yeah, I mean, obviously, so you could either, like, lock someone out immediately with this. Some decks just can't beat this. Like take a Burn deck, for example. Burn can't beat this. You have hexproof, so they can't target you, and they can't attack with their creatures because none of them fly. I mean, unless they are on Slick Shot Showdown. Show off, I mean. The Slick Shot Show Off. What else? Yeah, it's like propaganda, and you have to, yeah, usually propaganda will get most creatures, but you have to fly as well in this case. They can do 2 to each opponent and your RIP. I know, well, it's, some decks will just kill you. Like, if I have 1 flying creature in my deck, you're doomed. Also, if I upheaval the board, well, and your life total becomes 2, yeah, so I don't think it goes back. I could also not upheaval the board, but like, you know, Cyclonic Rift, you make everyone sacrifice an enchantment. A lot of things can go wrong with this card, but it's obviously like a 1-card win condition for some very specific decks. Oh, I like this. Maja's like, the card makes you a sitting duck. You got a duck over here. Somewhat was used to be sitting. 2 for each creature. Otherwise, I'll pay 2 mana to attack with 2 dinky 1/1s. No, well, they gotta be dinky 1/1s in the sky. That's the difference. They gotta fly. But I think of the value if you use this when you're at 1 life. Oh yeah. Yeah, your life yeah, player at 1 life. I play the Anthropomorphosis. I have doubled my life total by 100%. Yeah, I love that. 100% life gain. Life gain that's not really life gain. It should belong to that show. Okay, I'm gonna give it a pass. I don't know if this is a banger card. This card has big risks to it. Obviously, there's a lot of answers in like every single color. Just random flying creature will beat you. Zip is like the problem I feel is that you don't really advance any real win condition with it. Well, it's a lock piece. It's a prison piece, right? So you just play this, hope the opponents can't do anything, and then that's it. Well, you can die to Earthquake. I just forgot, like, anything that deals mass damage. If someone plays Shieldred, you're cooked. Oh yeah, there's just too many. This has gotta be. It's gotta be a pass. Gotta be a pass. Oh, that was a user-submitted card. Okay, back to the freebie section. What the hell is this? Modern Tribals Draft Archetypes? I'm not reading all this. Okay, moving on. Fey Sight. We got a blue sorcery. Draw 2 cards. Skip your next draw step. So basically, we're drawing in advance. It's just one. It's actually, this card sucks. Actually, maybe not. I guess if you were gonna combo off on a very specific turn, you could do it immediately. Maybe this card is interesting. Maybe it's balanced. I mean, as a cantrip, it's not very good. Maybe for a combo deck, it's good. On a very specific turn that they gotta go boom. They're gonna go boom, damn it. You think this card's busted? It's 1 blue, draw 2. Like, where have we seen? We've seen that with Thought Monitor. We've seen that with Thoughtcast. There's a lot of cards like that. Yeah, it's sorcery. Not only that, like, it's not even a clear, clean 2 cards. I mean, you're forfeiting your next 2 cards later with this thing. If you're already skipping your draw step, some decks do. Yeah, some decks do that. Some decks maybe with Necropotence, Necrodominance, perhaps. Fair, so we gotta give it a pass. I think. Well, we have very few broken cards today, except the Mega Dominance card, Mega Dinosaur Dominance. Okay, next super chat. Coming from Skylar, the Mox Jade. A little late to Discord, but now wanting to add my own cards now to the show. Welcome, Skylar. All right, we got Mox Jade. It's literally a picture of someone holding a big chunk of jade. 0 mana, legendary artifact. Imprint. Exile a creature card from your hand with Mox Jade as it enters the battlefield. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Use this mana to only play creature spells with the exiled card's creature type with Mox Jade. Easy pass. Honestly, these cards already exist. We got Chrome Mox, and so this is just slightly worse Chrome Mox. Or is it? Is it just worse Chromox? Exile a creature card with your from your hand with Mox. I was just thinking, on Chromox, can you like throw a multicolored card on it or no? Anyway, like Mox Jade is like, well, anyway, like Chromox already exists, so this has to be a pass as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any more broken version of this thing. Vic the Foxy Gamer would put it in the Oozes deck. Just exile a Changeling. You could do that as well. Hold on. Using this mana only to play creature spells of the exile. Oh, it's really restricted. I didn't even catch that part. Add 1 mana of any color. Oh, I see. So we exile a creature. It's a rainbow card, but only for creatures of the type. I think this is super outrageously fair. I also think it's a bit awkward because, like, I play creature-based decks. I mean, I'm sure there's something you want to ramp into. Decks that, creatures that enter the battlefield and draw cards to recoup that card disadvantage would definitely work well with this. Yeah, it is any color, but only 1 mana, and it requires you to exile a card with it. Definitely fair. All right, freebie section. Freebies. Ozempic! Soon, Ozempic the Magic the Gathering card. Jace's Shadow. 0 mana. What? Okay, Jace. It's got 1 loyalty. -3. You draw a card. -4. Add blue mana. We got a ritual here. -13. Discard 3 cards. You take an extra turn after this one. This is impossible to get online. What is going on here? How do we add loyalty counters to this thing? It literally just goes down. And it's already gone down far enough that it's dead on arrival. Yeah, I can't gain loyalty. We need a card. Okay, we need to proliferate. Yeah, step 1. Step 1, proliferate ASAP. Step 2, move loyalty counters from other planeswalkers that do have loyalty and donate it to Jace's Shadow. And honestly, it's not even worth anything. Like, -3 to draw a card, you could do that with, like, just a regular Jace. In fact, a lot of those Jaces will tick up and draw you them cards. -4, add a blue mana. This is just downright, like, super poop. We got super poop here. Is there a Jace that adds to old Jaces, maybe? Maybe? You know, there was a point where they, like, made so many, like, Jaces, Gideons, Teferis that they did start saying, like, all X Planeswalker get this ability or whatever. Zip says, it's so bad I don't think anyone would play it. Oh, don't question the players that play free spells. The freespell.deck. My brother might play it as well. All right, pass. Although it's terrible. Downright awful garbage. Big time garbage. Okay, Dimitri says, just a comment. Kicker is considered an additional cost, but the rules note that an additional cost only applies to that specific wording on a card. Well, maybe that breaks that card earlier. Thanks for letting me know, Dimitri. And with that, we will donate. We'll donate a card to the freebie section. Usually goes to Pedgeman, because Pedgeman has a lot of free cards. Okay, closing my eyes. Where do we land? Where do we go? We stop at Pedgeman again? That's what happened. Oh, this is not a card, though. Okay, moving on. We stop at... This is another Pedgeman thing. What do we have here? This is a lot of cards. Holy crap! We've been doing Pedgeman. All right, you get 1. You got double-sided You have some double-sided cards going on here. Enchantment. When Bounty of No One becomes active, exile target creature you don't control. Has to become active. Creatures your opponents control lose all creature types. My changelings! I've lost everything. Boundary of No One costs a white and 3 generic. Now, Boundary, you can cross as a sorcery onto the other side by paying its mana cost. So I think this is something, it's an enchantment in play, and then you can pay to move back and forth. Boundary of Anyone for 5 mana. When Boundary of Anyone becomes active, create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control, except it isn't legendary, and creatures you control have all creature types. So we can make sure everyone has no creature types, so I can make sure I have all creature types. When it's active, exile target creature you don't control. Fortunately, this is at sorcery speed, because I think that enchantment side is absolutely busted. I mean, it's very strong. For 4 mana, I can continuously exile things over and over and over again. Yeah, very custom frame and everything. Looking at the frame is making me dizzy. Is this the real kind of card? No, this is completely made up. I remember Pedgeman was into this type of thing. Maybe this is the best design. I'm not sure. I'm a little hesitant to give this a pass. Just because the boundary of no one really I mean, it's 9 mana, technically. But it's easy to go back and forth. Like, okay, 4 mana, exile your creature. Then 5 mana, make a token that of a permanent I control. I get to double my permanents? I think this is broken. A little too strong. Boundary rules. If you want to check the rules. I'm definitely not checking the rules. I think it's pretty simple. You get to, you go back and forth. You can cross as a sorcery onto the other side by paying its mana cost. And I think both sides of this are a bit too strong. By the way, how do we even get... I assume that we just play one side for free when it enters the battlefield. It is kind of scary. Yeah, you can keep going back and forth. I think this is too much value for going back and forth. Anyway, you heard the music. It's because we have... It's time to thank our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com. I love FusionGamingOnline.com. This is where you get deals of the week every single week. Like, save 15% off select Magic foils. You can get foil Counterspell. You can get foil Karn Liberated. Maybe foil Tashanda's Tidebinder. I'm a huge fan of foil Tashanda's Tidebinder. And you can support the channel by using coupon code... Whoop, where am I? Using coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Be part of the Mana Trader series. Every single month they have a free roll event where you can win cash prizes, but if you're a Mana Traders member, you get something like 5 to 10x more money. And you can rent Magic cards for Magic Online, the digital format, using Mana Traders, and you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_IEP. And now we go back to custom Magic the Gathering cards. But now we look at your cards from here on out. Okay. Let's go. Okay, we got a big one here. Dimitri. Today's Dimitri cards for July. You got them labeled like that. How can you say today's Dimitri cards? Wouldn't the cards change from day to day? Okay, today's Dimitri cards. Today's Dimitri cards for... Did you spell that right? I'm gonna look up Dimitri card. Dimitri cards. Oh, for some reason it didn't look it up for me. That's okay. I figured it out. Okay. We've got... How many do we have? We have too many at once. That's for sure. Okay, so we're gonna do... I'm gonna do half now and then half later. How about that, Dimitri? We got the Nagisa Misumi. We have a red, black, 10 generic, 8/8 human athlete citizen, haste, reach, vigilance, double strike, affinity for food, and cute creatures. This gets worse the more I read it. Multi-kicker, exile a card at random from your library. That's weird. And for each time this card was kicked, it gains +X/+X, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. Holy moly! And gains +X, yeah, for transform this card into Cure Black, keeping all +1/+1 counters at any time you pay a white. Partner with Hanoka Yokishira. This transforms into what? Cure Black. Hold on, how does it transform? Transform this card into Cure Black anytime by paying a white. I have to, okay. So I spend a boatload to get this on the battlefield, aside from the affinity part. And then we got Cure Black. It is a 13/15 pretty cure. Can only be in play if transformed from Nagisa Mizumi, which goes without saying. Lifelink Triple Strike. Reach, Vigilance, Hexproof, and Trample. This card's toughness cannot go beneath its original printed toughness via -X counters. When you gain life, add that many +4/+1. What counter is that? To this card, prevent all non-combat damage that be dealt to this card. Place that many -1/-1 counters on this card instead. This card's crazy. Maybe a little too crazy for me. I think Jay's speaking for us all here. Jay's speaking for us all at the moment. Quadratic is like, what is this? This is what happens when an unmovable force meets no resistance whatsoever. Are these all like double-sided cards? Maybe they are. Okay, Temporary Rejection of Destiny. Maybe we can all relate to this in some way. It is a 12-mana instant. Affinity for Demons. I love how demons are giving this cute little character affinity. Exile target transform card. Oh, look at that. We balanced the card out. What is this called? Again, something. Cure Black. Cure Black completely balanced out by the Temporary Rejection of Destiny. Place X suspend counters on it, where X is the total mana value of the card's transform state using its original mana value and any mana cost needed to transform. When that card returns to the battlefield, you take X damage, which cannot be negated, reduced, or reflected, where X is the number of suspend counters that were initially added via the spell. This actually is a little bit more reasonable than the last card, just because it's 12 mana. And even getting affinity for demons is going to be very difficult. Now, that being said, it's worded like an alpha and beta card, if you ask me. This is like very alpha beta like, where it's like, this damage cannot be reduced, negated, or reflected. It's got those vibes. Anime art just for Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic needs European fashion oil paintings. Oh, yeah. Like your avatar. Okay, next up. The starting of Nagisa's Journey. Is this some cartoon that I don't know about? Looks like Sailor Moon to me, but none of this is Sailor Moon. 1 mana, sorcery. Add white to your mana pool. You can only use this mana to pay for a transformation into Pretty Cure creature. That is so insanely narrow. This easily passes. It's like absolutely borderline useless though. Okay, the Heart Container. Oh, like in Legend of Zelda. 0 mana artifact. Add a +0/+4 counter on all creatures you control, and you add 4 life. Now, your life total hits 0. If your life total hits 0, sacrifice this permanent and reset your life total to starting health plus any other heart containers and heart pieces on the battlefield. You may have 20 heart containers added to your library. Where am I here? Yeah, add to your library, and 3 heart containers added to the command zone upon start of the match. If you reveal your library to your opponent and show you have no heart containers in the initial library construction, if you do so, all heart containers and heart pieces on can be placed in the command zone instead of the battlefield. That is so insane. This is absolutely unhinged. So hold on, doesn't that mean sacrifice this permanent and reset your life total? So like for each heart container, and if I have 20, someone has to kill me 20 times. Yeah, it is insane, and that's me saying. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll look at another one here. Oh, hold on. We got Mr. Teddy Bear back. The Saint of Mr. Teddy, the Conqueror of the Factory of Momir. Vig. It is a 20 mana, 1 Phyrexian for a 10/55. Phyrexian stuffed animal bear priestess, affinity for tokens, and it also has eminence. Eminent, you're remaking emblems in the command zone? Create an emblem with the ability X. You may discard a card and add its value to X. Create a random non-land, non-legendary permanent that is a copy of a random permanent with mana value X. Activate as an instant. Oh my goodness. Reach. Lifelink. Whenever a creature enters the battle, add X plus Y plus 1 counters to it, where X is your life and Y is your devotion to white. Where the hell did this come from? This is kind of so out of left field. Like, so out of left field. I don't even know, like, what the inspiration of this thing is. It's so far out there. It doesn't even, I don't even think it makes any sense to itself. It's gotta be some reference to something I don't know about. Okay, we'll look at the second half of this thing later. We're gonna go to, we're gonna go next to, I'll take a look at, she didn't get, well, you know what, here's Majra. Okay, Majra, it's your turn. The first 3 cards of part 4. 4 of Vexladesh. The first 3 cards. All right, we'll take a look at the first 3 cards first. Okay, we got Luciano, heir of the Machiavelli, is a red, blue, 3/3 cat rogue wizard. Partner with Stukiomi. Now, double strike, riot, and lunacy. This deals damage to players in the form of milling. Oh, interesting. So instead of dealing damage, we mill them anyway. Tap, sack an artifact. Luciano deals X damage to any target, where X is the mana value plus 1, and then surveil 1. When a player casts their second spell each turn, untap Luciano and surveil 1. This is a cool card. I think that can work. Where X is mana value plus 1. Like, you gotta sack a big artifact, you know? I don't know. There could be... Oh, it's the last one? Did I screw that up? It wasn't the first one, it was the last? Hold on, let me look. Did we look at this card before? Just trying to find your super chats. What did you specifically say? Oops, I went too far. Oh, sorry, it was the last. This is part 4, though. You have so many parts, Majra! Okay, hold on. It's just the last one. Thanks. I meant my last super chat. Oh, okay. Okay, it's the last one. Okay, so we'll go to. Did we do all these? Hold on. I'm confused now. I don't think we did these. I don't remember the prank card. I guess you're referencing the other one, but I wouldn't get that message anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on. This last card, legal. Maybe broken in an affinity deck, maybe. Because there was like a lot of affinity cards that are like just randomly 7 mana. But I hope not. Okay. Stukiomi, Luciano's Egregore. This is a red, blue, 2/2 equipment spirit god. Partner with Luciano. And then Stukiomi or equipped creature has persist and wither. Whenever Stukiomi or equipped creature deals damage to a player, planeswalker or battle, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback and flash until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost, and you can also reconfigure for 3 mana. Whenever Stukiomi or equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, target. So we basically gain flashback. I think that's fine. That's good enough for me. And then we got Luciano's Prank for 4 mana. It's a sorcery. Well, gotta set up the prank, I guess. Exile an instant or sorcery card from target player's graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana costs? Exile Luciano's Prank? Overload for 6 mana? That can be insane! Imagine people have a bunch of command cards in their commands, or... what's it called? What's the... Maybe it is command. Grixis. I'm thinking of those really expensive spells, like that are in 3 colors, that have like a bunch of modes attached to them, where it lets you do a whole bunch of things. So exile an instant or sorcery card from target player's graveyard. For each card exile this way, copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. That could actually end up being, I don't know, that might be too strong. 4 mana up front, not bad. Overload for 6 mana, very, very cheap. But yeah, the ultimatums is what I was thinking of. I don't know about this card. This could one-shot the entire table. Oh, I think, or at least the overload has to be way more expensive. Like 12 mana or something. 6 mana to get what is very likely, like 40 mana worth of cards, I think is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Luciano's Revolution, 3 mana enchantment. Enters the battlefield, you may have it deal X damage to target permanent, where X is the number of artifacts you control. And then Wizards, Rogues, and Warlocks have Riot. You may have it deal damage to target permanent, where X is the number of artifacts you control. That's fine. It's an enchantment. It's like, it's sort of like removal that gives some of your other creature types a little bit more beef to it. Why are we doing 4 here? I don't think we did this one. I'm sure we're gonna get back to it eventually. Okay, Diandra, Oracle of the Moon. We have a red, blue, 3 generic, 3/3 cat, rogue, warlock. Affinity for wizards, ward 3. A lot of affinity for wizards. Whenever an opponent puts a card from their library to their graveyard, Diandra deals 1 damage to that player. Whenever an opponent puts a card from their library to their graveyard, Diandra deals 1 damage to that player. That's really good in a mill deck then. Whenever an instant or sorcery with mana value 4 or less is put into a graveyard from the library, exile it with Diandra. And then at the beginning of each upkeep, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell exiled with Diandra without paying its mana cost. Nah. What do you guys think? This is like a super powerful card. It was the first 3 cards. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure you're going to get back to this thing anyway. Yeah, I guess Majra got some freebies. Was there anything wrong with these? Did you misspell it? Okay, I guess, it's okay. That first ability and Mind Crank. Yeah, that's like exactly what I was thinking of. So you cast 1 for each opponent. I think this card might be a little strong. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna lean on the safe side and say this is too strong. Word 3 is insane, but maybe Majra already knew that. Hence why it wasn't supposed to be part of the whole thing. Kid and caboodle. All right. Next super chat, we'll go to Little MX Doom. Purse Backpack Hero. It's cute. Ooh, I like this digital art. We have a white, red, 2 generic, 3/4 mouse warrior. When Purse enters the battlefield or attacks, venture into the dungeon. And then whenever you venture into the dungeon, you create a clue, food, treasure, or map token. And we got reorganized for a white. Tap 2 untap artifacts you control, and I guess pay a white. Untap target artifact. Activate only as a sorcery and only twice each turn. We found a new way to break Time Vault. Even though Time Vault is super banned everywhere. But it isn't in Vintage, and maybe we can play Purse Backpack Hero there. Does this break anything else? Tap 2 untapped artifacts. Pay a white. Untap an artifact. Off the top of my head, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, pixel art, definitely. Thumbs up for pixel art. Also, I think this is just a totally fine card. I think. It does venture into the dungeon. Maybe that danger. It's a form of a cute and good game. Yeah, like everything else coming out in Bloomborough. Everything else. I like the card. Good stuff. Alright, next up we got Brawly Shadow, who's got Midra, the Lord of the Frenzied Flame. Only one today. I waited because I was worried it'd be in the freebies again. I think it was next. Oh yeah, it's possible. Midra. You're pretty good at making cards, Brawly Shadow. Your cards are so good, they end up in the freebie section because they're so popular. Based on popular demand. Anything else? Okay. We have a red, black, 3 generic, star, power, and 5 toughness avatar. Midra, Lord of the Frenzied Flame's power is equal to the number of goaded creatures. So if we goad all the creatures, this thing gets bigger. That's so bizarre. Whenever a creature dies, goad target creature. If the creature that died was goaded, goad up 2 target creatures instead. What the hell is this? This is crazy. This is absolute insanity. So as long as things keep dying, you keep goading things, and no one ever attacks you. They just attack each other. I got my bag, says the mouse, yeah. I don't know what else to say about this. This is like a card, like, maybe in practice, it's absolutely busted. Maybe it's just absolutely obscenely busted. Whenever a creature dies, so like if one thing dies, goad target creature. If a creature that died was goaded, goad up to 2. Well, I guess what happens is people could just collude and say, okay, I'm not blocking this creature, because I don't want my creatures to get goaded. It's a thinker. You gotta think about it. Major likes chaos, and it does create chaos. Okay, next up, Gabrielle. Let's put a card on here. The Bewitched Compassion. I wanted a variant of the gain control until it leaves. Maybe too cheap. Would love to know. Bewitched Compassion. And we got blue, white, 1 generic enchantment. When Bewitched Compassion enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature an opponent controls as long as you control Bewitched Compassion. While you control that creature as defender and lifelink. Oh, so we can't even attack with this thing? And then for 3 mana, exile Bewitched Compassion, then return it to the battlefield under your control. So you basically get to keep swiping people's creatures. I think it's totally fine as it is. Yeah, so you basically blink the card to swipe other people's cards, and then you can gain life, and you can block with them. So people have like a disincentive to attack you. Enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature and opponent controls. Yeah. I actually think it's fair at 4 mana. Maybe it'd be like even more crazy if it was cheaper. I think this is safe. Safe at costing 4 and paying another 3. Because you immediately steal something anyway. Yeah, like 4 mana to swipe something and just go yoink. Was it an Elden Ring reference? Just went over my head. Haven't played Elden Ring. Can anyone vouch for Elden Ring? Definitely gets a pass. All right, let's take a look at Dimitri's second half. I'll just we'll remember that one. Okay, on Dimitri's cards for July 10th. All right, was anyone prepared for Saint of Mr. Teddy? Because we're about to see the second half of this absolute masterpiece. Okay, Junior Detective, Cherry Laffa. This is a black-white 10 generic 8/20 creature. It's a robot knight detective. Lifelink Vigilance. When this creature blocks an attacking creature, investigate X, where X is the blocked creature's mana value. Now, each upkeep for each clue you own, attach an X plus Y counter, where X is the creature's printed power and Y is the creature's printed toughness. For each clue that we own, this gets insanely big, insanely fast. It's funny, the X is the creature's printed power, so it's automatically going to get another plus 8 plus 20 for each clue on the battlefield. And it has lifelink and vigilance. But it's so hard to catch. I mean, this might as well be an Eldrazi Titan for crying out loud. I'm actually going to say this is a pass. Where this creature blocks an attacking creature, investigate X. That's great. Okay, so I block anything. I'm going to get like X clue tokens. And then every upkeep, this thing gets an obscene amount of power equal to its the clues on the battlefield. Hey, can someone give me a color comp or any color combo and a card type? I want some inspiration to make a card. Make a Dimir enchantment. Arcanus Ultra, make a Dimir enchantment. It's not like we can't return artifacts from the grave for cheap. I know. Well, okay. Unfortunately, it does not have affinity for things, so I'm actually going to give this... I think I'm going to give this a pass. It's pretty busted, though. If it were on the battlefield. Stark Dark Turnus. It is a WUBRG, plus 8 mana plus X. 24/8, Vampire Vigilante, Knight Detective. Some sort of Batman. Lifelink, Vigilance, Reach, Trample. When Stark Nocturnus attacks or defends, investigate X. If X is 0, Stark Nocturnus is exiled. Attacks or defends, investigate X. So I have to investigate something? How can I investigate 0? Why would I ever choose that? X is 0 after it's off the stack. Oh yeah, that's true. Investigate X. If X was 0, okay, so basically, if I don't pay at least 1 for X, I'm screwed. It's just gonna be like a 24/8 donut on the battlefield that can't attack or block. Yeah, blocks, not defense. It should be block. So it'll give you a... You're gonna get deducted marks, Dimitri, for that one. But outside of that, I think this is okay. This, you know, it's weird to say that this is one of the more fair cards that you've designed. Phoenix Wright, Paladin, Lawyer of Sarah. Red, red, blue, blue, white, white, 4 generic. So it's 10 mana total for an 8/20. You like them 8s, and you like them 20s. Does it mean something? Human, Lawyer, Paladin, Defender, Lifelink, Ward 10. Oh my god. Owner plus owner draws a card. What does that mean? I get to draw a card, or they get to draw a card? Well, an opponent has at least one suspect on their battlefield, and you have at least 8 clues. Phoenix Wright attacks that opponent and cannot be blocked. When Phoenix Wright enters the battlefield, investigate 6. When a detective you control attacks, investigate X, where X is your life total, multiplied by its mana value, then multiplied by its power. Like, this is too much. I don't even know what this is attacking for in the end. This is like just one of those, you know, just let me know what it is after you've calculated it sort of cards. Yeah, it's never getting targeted. Darth Plagueis the Wise. Whenever you target it, the owner draws a card on top of it costing more. That's great. I at least got a card off of this. This would crash MTG Arena client by the sheer amount of clue it generates. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, and we have one more. Okay, Fault Mana Factory. I guess, okay, we always wondered how the hell did we get to pay for any of these cards. It's probably coming from this factory. It's the land is a Mountain Islands Plain Gate Sphere. So basically, most fetch lands can grab this thing. This land comes into play tapped unless there are 80 tapped lands owned by your opponents. This land does not untap during your upkeep. You can pay Wooburg and untap it to then tap, gain 2,000 mana of all colors that persists. So I guess you don't lose it as steps and phases end. This mana cannot be used to pay for spells or abilities you control. This mana only pays 1/4 its value for cumulative upkeep. Oh, actually, this card is useless. It's used to pay 1/4 of cumulative upkeep costs. Yeah. A cool 10,000 mana. Well, it's 2,000. Take all these custom cards and then roaming throne them to some degree. Oh my god, what the hell is the point of this? Cannot be used to pay for spells or abilities, so we can't go infinite with this card. At least it's balanced out. This card's actually terrible. So I'm gonna give it a pass. 2,000 mana in any combination of colors that can only pay for 1/4 of cumulative upkeep cards. Anyone playing with cumulative upkeep actually might want to play this card. Okay. Mega Banani. Counter Bombardment. Alright, this is a blue-blue X. Instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. We've seen stuff like that before. The next time an opponent casts a spell, copy this spell targeting it, but X is 1 less. Oh! Whatever. How many times do the copies happen? So if I pay this thing for 10, do I get like 10 counter spells? Nikachu, I dropped a super chat before the ad time, and it was hoping you didn't. Oh, now I understand the ad time. So we didn't. No, don't worry, I haven't missed any super chats. We got all of them here. Yours is 0. Boop, 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 boop. Here it is. It's right over there. Okay. Yes, but they get progressively weaker. Yeah, but that's too much. I think that's a bit too strong. So if you have this, if it's super, super expensive, I mean, I guess people can prepare for it. Also, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. People can throw away, like, garbage cards into it. Pay 7, win the game. Well, pay 7 and slow the game down significantly. It can be like a 7 for 1. Okay, I'll tell you what. I think it's too cheap. I like the ideas there. I think it should be like blue, blue, blue. I think it should be quadruple blue and X. And then maybe you got something there. But for double blue and X, I think it's just too cheap for its effect. I think it does way too much, so. Yeah, it's just too much value. Interesting. The idea is there, though. I think it's a cool idea. I like the idea. As a counterspell player, I like the idea. I like it a lot. Well, what is Dimitri? For when you get back to my stuff, check out the toughness of Saint of Mr. Teddy. What's that all about? The toughness? Oh, it's 55. I didn't even notice. I don't even think I noticed that for the first time. Well, with that super chat, I'm going to donate it to... I'm going to donate it to somebody here. We're going to close the eyes. We're going to spin the wheel. The wheel of... ran into Dimitri's cards. Okay, what's the next one? Okay. Saskvak. Okay, we got something. Belfort, the man of value. It is a Selesnya, 2 generic, 4 loyalty. Belfort. Now, +2. Add colorless and add 1 colorless and proliferate. Holy smokes. Is that too much? You also get to this thing goes to 7, right? So it's like it's more than +2. It should just be 0, add a colorless and proliferate. That's like actually insane. -2. Look at the top card of your library, reveal it, and add colorless equal to that card's mana value. This card's nuts. -9, gain an emblem with whenever you spend 2 or more non-colorless mana, add colorless equal to the non-colorless mana spent. There's like no way to lose mana with this thing. Mana value. It is a mana value. I think it's a bit too. I think it's too strong. I mean, there's only 1 plus ability, and it just proliferates. But basically go from 4 to 7. And then you'll go to 10 after that. I could be wrong. Your super chats are all there. Look, okay. So generally how this show works is I will prioritize based on the larger super chats. Larger super chats get a priority. So people donating $2, you're at the bottom of the barrel. I will get to you. I promise. I will get to everybody. Promise. Pinky promise, all right? I'm going to pinky promise get to everybody. Does that count colored used on generic? Because if yes, that's quite the mana. I know, it's a lot of mana. Anyway, I think it's a bit much. Okay, next up. But I do sometimes throw in a cheap one here and there, because I don't want to make all the people donating small amounts to the end. I don't want to make everyone who donates small amounts wait to the absolute very end. But you're more likely to wait to the end. Okay, winter... Hold on, no, you're not one of the first people with a super chat like this. Daniel. Okay, we got Light Pause, Reignited Diplomat. This is cute. Okay, this is a white 6 generic, 2/5 Fox Advisor. Affinity for auras. Of course, that's what Light Pause does, doesn't it? It's an aura creature. Each creature's base power is equal to the number of auras attached to it. And at the beginning of your upkeep, create a virtuous roll attached to another target creature you control. So you're just making these rolls, but this card is, well, it's 7 mana, but it's not 7 mana, right? Because you're gonna make him way cheaper, as far as I'm concerned. I think this is a pass. So it's only gonna be super cheap if you got a bunch of auras out, which at that point maybe you're winning the game anyway. And then each creature's base power is equal, and then it buffs up all the other creatures. I think this is fine. I think the aura people would love this damn card. So everything has 0 power, huh? No, not yet. Not if we're gonna have some auras on the battlefield. I guess Light Pause is gonna enter the battlefield with 0 power. Yes, effectively. Hey, Surefire Selves. Welcome. Okay, next up. Apparently, okay, so we'll take us. Okay, we're gonna take a small one. The Origin Plasm from Vic the Foxy Gamer. Could have been a hybrid Simic instead. Origin Plasm. There's no art here. In fact, it's transparent. It's a 4-mana Kindred Ooze enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put a counter on it, a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Create a copy of target modified creature you control, or draw X cards and discard X cards, where X is the number of ooze permanents you control. I don't see any reason why this would be broken. I think this is fine. So, like, +1/+1 counter, super fair. Then we have create a copy of target modified creature control. Very hard to pull off. The creature has to be modified. And then draw X cards and discard X cards, where X is the number of ooze permanents you control. It's like, if this is the only ooze permanent on the battlefield, it's gonna be pretty sad. If you ask me, very sad card. So I think you have to like really put the work in to get value out of this thing, which makes it really fair, like super ultra fair. It could be a Simic indeed. Although that would make it like more difficult to cast for no reason. Okay, Dimitri says we are donating to Pedgmend and Sing on Discord. How the hell do we do this? Okay, well, Pedgmend has tons of stuff. Okay, let's go Pedgmend first. Oh my god, these boundary cards. Okay, we're gonna look at... How many do you make? Okay, we'll look at some. I'm gonna look at 4, because they're basically like 2 cards in one, right? What the hell is this? Legendary Human Samurai, 6/3. Yomu Wandering Samurai for 4 mana. First strike Bushido 3. When Yomu deals combat damage to an opponent, if it attacked alone, put a merge counter on it. What the hell are these things? Yon Shackled Ghost for 2 mana. Protection from creatures. Oh god, that's too strong. 2 mana to protection from creatures. Ward X, where X is the creature's toughness. Oh, but it's a 0/3, so it's not very big. Whenever another creature you control dies, if you had 3 or more creatures die this turn, put a merge counter on Myon. I don't know what the... Oh, I guess merge means you get both the sides at once. That's broken. I'm just gonna take a wild guess that that's what it made. Yeah, you made 20, I see. Okay, we got... I can't see all of this. Oh, you did different templating here. Myomu Wandering Samurai. Oh, is this the same card? I get it. This is the same card, but different templating. Okay, let's look at... I like this one, because it's all face up. It's easier to see. At least it is for me. Shouldn't this be a double... It could be. It could be a flip card. Okay, it is... okay, we go Ran Yakumo. It's a 5/5 for Jeskai and 2 generic. Hexproof, crossing over boundaries costs 2 less. Good for it. Whenever you cross a boundary, you can draw a card. This is nuts! If you do, discard a card. Oh, I see, so you loot. Whenever it's... then, if it's the 3rd time this ability is resolved this turn, put a merge counter on Ran Yakumo. And then we got Chen Yakumo, which is a 2/3 cat spirit for 3 mana. All boundaries you control become thin boundaries. You can cross them anytime you could cast an instant. Whenever you cross a boundary, create a food token. Then you may sacrifice 4 food, put a merge counter on Shen Yakumo. Maybe this one is more fair. It's 4 mana, but it costs 2 less. The boundary crossing thing costs 2 less to cast. So it's 1 green to get to Chen Yakumo, but then it costs 5 mana to get back, I guess? It can't be flipped because sometimes you get both of them at the same time. Ah, yes, that's correct. Okay, Yuko Saiguyi. This is a 5 mana 5/2 legendary spirit. Protection from creatures again? Death Touch, Ward X, where X is the number of counters on Yuko. At the beginning of each end step, destroy all creatures with a -1/-1 counter on it. This is first half is broken. We haven't even gotten to the second half. Then we got Saigyu Ayakashi for 4 mana. Lands enter the battlefield tapped. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. And then whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Saigyu Yakashi. Then you may remove 4 +1/+1 counters from Saigyu Yakashi. Put a merge counter on Saigyu Yakashi. These are absolutely busted. Yeah, the set is broken. Sorry. The idea, like the whole merge thing, is interesting, but I mean they're just absolutely broken. Okay, so do we have some cards from Dan here? Hold on, where's the series from Dan? I don't know what your username here is. Oh, you've got called Sing. Okay, where's your card, Sing? Here's your light pause. Okay, hold on, let's look up Sing. Sing the user. How do I find all your stuff? Yeah, I see. Okay, look for Miri so I don't snipe myself. Okay, I'm gonna look up Miri. Alright, we got a card. The super chat, though, from Dimitri was enormous, so you can give me another card. At least one more. Okay, we got Sultai 1 generic for a 2/1 cat warrior named Miri Masterful Duelist. A duelist, are you? Believing in the heart of the cards. Okay, we have a cat. It's got haste and wither, again with the wither mechanic. Miri gets +1/+1 for each duel counter on it. It's time to duel. And then tap target creature and put a duel counter on it and a duel counter on Miri. As long as 2 or more creatures have duel counters, those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps. So what, they're tired or something? So tap target creature and put a duel counter on it and a duel counter on Miri. As long as 2 or more creatures have duel counters, those creatures don't untap. So we're not untapping Miri anymore. At the beginning of your end step, Miri deals damage equal to its power to another target creature with a duel counter on. Ah! So we tap things down and then slowly deal damage to them, hopefully until they're dead. And if they're not dead, then they're just tapped for eternity. Almost like, what's it called? It's basically removal. It's like a really clunky removal, though. Oh, but it has Wither! So it deals damage, and it will shrink no matter what. So eventually it will die. Nikachu's brain gets too fried to remember the buzzer. Yeah, some of these things are, well... Some things get buzzed a billion times. Yeah, one does not simply buzz Dimitri. No, Dimitri isn't always in the buzz range. Dimitri gets the Titanic sound effect. Dimitri's always within the range of the Titanic sound effect. Okay, this is a cool card. I think it's really cool. Wizards could take ideas from you. Okay, next! Majra. The last 2 cards of part 2 of the Vaxladesh. Where is part 2? Okay, we're doing the last 2 cards of this series. Thank you very much, Majra. Okay, we have a white, red, blue, 2/2 Fox Rogue Wizard. Prowess, prowess. Oh my goodness. Double the prowess. Why not just say, like... No, I get it. Like, yeah, it should probably just say prowess. Otherwise, if you wanted to go triple prowess, it just get more and more clunky. When delinquent duo of Vexladesh enter the battlefield, create a white, blue, and red 2/2 fox rogue wizard with prowess. Oh, it's just basically buffed up monastery mentor, which probably is fine, maybe. Monastery mentor is like it used to be a broken card. Now it's just completely worthless. Is it how it is templated in real cards? I don't think so. Does that work? Prowess. We know we understand what it means. All right, we cast an instant or sorcery. We're gonna upgrade this thing by +2/+2. We get it. No explanation necessary. We got the Gangster of Vexladesh. It is an white, 1 generic, 2/2 fox rogue wizard. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery each turn, Gangster of Vexladesh does 2 damage to target tapped creature, then put a stun counter on it. Oh, damn. We're just basically, rubbing salt in the wound while it's down. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Not broken. When you're talking about Cascade. Also, oozes are modified 90% of the time, so you get a copy of an ooze. Oh yeah, that's right. They have a counter on them. Modified ooze. Always modified. Next up. Let's take a look at the damn draws. The last 5 cards of the Xenomorph Part 1. You can already see that you have Xenomorph Part 2, so we need the last 5 cards of this one. Starting with Face Hugger Hatchling. What a weird card. Did you make this 3D model? Okay, it is a 1/1 Xenomorph. If this creature does damage to an opponent's blocking creature, enchant blocking creature and take control of it. Enchant it with what? Enchanted creature cannot attack or block, loses all abilities, and gains... Oh, this is an enchanted creature. I guess. So they block, we just latch onto it. Enchanted creature cannot attack or block, loses all abilities, and gains tap. If you would cast a creature for its emerge cost, you may sacrifice this creature instead of paying the emerge cost. So basically we're like, it's emerge food. Okay, pass. Also, unique creature. You block me, and well, I'm gonna gain control of you. Praetorian Face Hugger. Sounds disgusting. So it's gonna latch onto my face. It's a black 2 generic 2/2 Xenomorph. First strike. If this creature destroys an opponent's blocking creature, exile Praetorian Facehugger. If you do, search your library for a Xenomorph creature with mana cost equal or less than the destroyed creature's +1 and add it to your hand. I think it's okay. Search your library for a Xenomorph creature with mana value equal to or less than the destroyed creature +1 and add it to your hand. I suppose it's fine. And first strike? And it's hard to destroy a blocking creature because it's only a 2/2. Xenomorph Egg Nest! Disgusting! 3 mana 0/1, and it's an egg. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2. If you do, put a gestation counter on Xenomorph Egg Nest. Pay 1 tap, create a tapped black 1/1 Facehugger Hatchling creature token for each gestation counter on the Xenomorph Egg Nest. We're making aliens the deck. Aliens the deck. All right, the Xenomorph Praetorian. This is a quadruple black 3 generic, 6/8 Praetor. Adaptive emerge. So for 5 mana, when this creature emerges, it becomes the sacrifice creature's types in addition to its own type. It has Acid Blood, an Acid Spurt for 3 tap. Deal damage to target creature equal to half Xenomorph Praetor's power rounded down. Why do we need math here? Damage dealt this way isn't removed during cleanup steps. Oh, that should be like the Acid Blood effect. How do you keep donating, Dimitri? How do you keep doing this? You really haven't seen Alien. I've seen clips. Okay, I've seen clips. I've seen the alien burst from somebody's stomach before. But no, I have not seen the full movie from beginning to end. And I would also argue that I have not seen any significant portion of the movie from beginning to end. All right, last we've got the Queen. The Queen Bee, or the Queen Alien. All right, this is 10 mana for an 8/10 Xenomorph Lord, the Xenomorph Queen. This creature costs 1 less to cast for each Hive Wall artifact creature token on your side of the field. So for each Hive Wall artifact, I don't remember the last few cards in the series. Other Xenomorph creatures you control get plus, as if they need +1/+1. It also has Acid Blood, and tap, put a Gestation counter on Xenomorph Queen. Create a 1/1 Facehugger Hatchling for each Gestation counter on the battlefield. For the token players, this thing can go wild. Okay, I think this whole series is a banger. Acid Blood was described on one of the prior cards. When dies from blocking, it deals half power to the attacking creature. Makes sense. Hive Wall was in the first 5 cards. It was part of the Giant series. Okay. What do we have next? Okay, let's take another one from Skylar. Felix. Supreme Hunger. Is it a cat? It is a cat! I love it. Okay, we have a 3 mana 2/3 cat soldier. Other cats you control get +1/+1. Now, for a Selesnya, another target cat you control gains hexproof until end of turn. That's really strong. So, I mean, it is balanced out by the fact that it's another target cat gains hexproof, because you basically just brick wall all removal spells. Exalted, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. He lurks and hungers for tonight's haunt. Cool card. Okay, now let's move on to Winter Fox. Busy this week. No cards again for me. Here's 5 donated cards. Maybe we should go to the end for the 5 donate. Okay, I'm gonna look. Actually, you know what? Let's look for 5 donated cards. Let's look for 5 people that have not got a card yet. So we're gonna start off with this person, whoever this is. Okay, Rodus, Chaos Conjurer, a red-blue 3 generic 2/4 human wizard with hexproof. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, each opponent copies that spell. Each of those players may choose new targets for their copy. Spells copied this way can't target you, and perms you control or spells you control. Each opponent copy. That's interesting. So we cast spells, everyone like, is this? It's like Hive Mind, isn't it? It's basically another it's Hive Mind on a creature, but you can't target the Chaos Conjurer. That's the only difference. No targeting this thing. Holo loves it. All right, I've heard enough. It's a pass. All right, next. Okay, next donation we'll give to Shurshank with the Brorth Savage Slaughterer. It's a red 1 generic for a 4/1 elf warrior with first strike and haste. Cowards can't block warriors and are goaded. Okay, cowards. Okay, and then whenever Brorth deals combat damage, if it was unblocked, creatures defending player controls become cowards. Oh, that's interesting. So like, oh, you didn't block me? Well, now you are a coward. You cowards. Okay, in addition to their other types, otherwise create a blood token. Cool card. I like how, yeah, you don't block me? Well, you're probably scared, weren't you, scaredy cat? Okay, looking for another person who hasn't got a card yet. So what you gotta post? You gotta post cards in the custom card zone. You never know. A lot of Pedgeman cards. Who is this? I don't know who this is. But we're gonna look at least one of the cards. The Roid Rage. A green 1 generic syringe equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has haste and reach. The Roid Rage. Do you actually get stronger or faster? I guess you do. And so steroids are so banned. It's a 3-mana 4/1 first strike haste. I think it's a bit strong. No, they are cowards. You are a coward if you do not block such a thing. You could block it. You can chump block with the damn thing. Yeah, another Pedgeman card. Well, yeah, Pedgeman being super active in the Discord. And if you're as active as Pedgeman, you would have just as many chances of getting a card. Okay, hold on. I will give this my seal of approval. Not busted at all, actually. Very, very, very docile card. Next up, we've got... Ooh, okay, we have 2 cards here. It's Dimitri levels of text, though. Okay, Star Force Mega Man. This will eat up 2 of the super chats. Star Force Mega Man Noise Adapt. This is a red, blue, green, 1 generic, 2/4 human alien. At the beginning of your combat phase, you may exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may cast those spells as though they had flash until the end of your combat phase. Now, whenever Star Force Mega Man Noise Adapt deals excess damage to a creature an opponent controls, put noise counters on this creature equal to the amount of excess damage. Then if this creature has 10 or more noise counters on it, you may transform to the Mega Man Black Ace. This is a 4/5 human alien with flying and vigilance. At the beginning of your combat phase, you may exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast those spells as though they had flash until the end of your combat phase. If a spell you cast by paying its mana cost would deal damage to a single target, it deals double that damage. Whenever this creature attacks, you may remove X noise counters. If you do, discover X. This card is just like, it's so busy and doing so much on the second side. At the end of combat, if Mega Man Black Ace doesn't have any noise counters on it, transform him, so you can like re-transform. Back into the Star Force Mega Man. So at the beginning of combat in your phase, you may exile the top 3 cards of your library. We cast those spells as though they had flashed until the end of your combat. So basically, we get to draw 3 cards every turn during combat. That's actually just absolutely insane. Just that alone, I think, is a bit strong. Dimitri alone is keeping the show. Oh, Dimitri keeping the show big time. Yeah, I have to say, probably this is a bit broken. You're drawing 4 cards a turn off of this thing. Basically, play all your instants. It's the most important thing. We got Magnum, Nikachu Kai live. Welcome from Ontario. I'm from Winnipeg. It's like we're neighbors, except we're like 13 hours away from each other. Super far. What's up with the damn draws? The damn draws not happy. Okay, next up. Okay, I guess. Okay, next definitely is Daniel. Let's look at the watered cotton candy trap. Whatever the hell that is. Already thinking about Bloomborough. Watered cotton candy trap. I saw a compilation of raccoons. Oh, this is exactly what you're doing. Yeah, I saw a compilation of raccoons on the internet where they took the cotton candy and then they put it in the water and then it just disappeared. And they're like, where'd my cotton candy go? What the hell? And then they're just sitting there perplexed. Where'd my cotton candy go? You're in Nunavut. I actually know people in Nunavut. That's crazy, Steve Cooper. Okay, watered cotton candy trap is a 1-mana artifact. Multi-kicker of 2. When watered cotton candy trap enters, create a food token for each time it was kicked. Tap, sacrifice a food, untap target attacking creature, prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by. Dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. If that creature is a raccoon, exile it at the beginning. Sorry, exile it at the end of combat. I need to. Okay, multi-kicker of 2. When watered cotton candy trap enters, create a food token. So we get as many food tokens as we kicked it. So the 3 mana, we get 1. Tap sack a food, untap target attacking creature, prevent all combat damage. Oh, I see. Okay, so we turned it into a Mazaveth. Cool. It's actually not bad at all. So it's probably fine as 1 mana, and you just make food through like other cards. other cards and creatures, get them food on the battlefield. So what is it? So in this case, it's like distracts the creatures from like attacking because they see the cotton candy or something. Yeah, they wash their food. It's a mean prank. Yeah, poor raccoons. They better wash their food. They're rummaging out of the garbage all the time. Okay, next up. Do you, by any chance, also know people from George Marionette Hut, Germany? I know nobody. Nothing, not a zip. Not a single person. Okay, next up. Okay, Dimitri had a big thing here to read the Kindred novel. Oh, sorry, Kindred novel. I did read it though. Didn't I read it? I swear I read the whole thing. Dimitri's cards. Cards. Oops, I'm spelling Dimitri wrong. Dimitri's cards. Pretty sure we did that one. Which one was the Kindred one? What is this in reference to? I don't know exactly what the super chat is in reference to. It was from the freebies? The Kindred novel? Oh, Kindred novel. Hold on. Is that the card? Well, what's it called? Like, I need a post. Like, it doesn't... to read the Kindred novel. I don't know what the Kindred novel is. Kindred... anything? No, I don't know what it... I mean, if you give me a post to read, I will look it up. Oh, on the Reddit side? What's the Kindred novel? Oh, you mean... oh, this thing! Okay, got it. Magnum says, does Winnipeg have that fancy mall with the roller coaster in it? No. We are not cool enough. That's Edmonton. Okay, modern Kindreds. Renamed to Kindreds. Draft archetypes. So for Azorius, Reflections, create token copies of all the good creatures on the battlefield. Maybe even get rid of the originals. What the hell? Demir, Lucid, steal and empower other people's creatures using the new overtake mechanic. Rakdos, Atog, sacrifice some worthless permanents to empower unstoppable Atogs. Gruul, Sand, put lands in your graveyard for sand, or turn your deserts into sand creatures. Selesnya, Incarnations, give your creatures more keywords by filling your graveyard with incarnations, or cast them like a sorcery for a powerful effect. Then for Orzhov, Scarecrows, take advantage of your artifact mana dorks for big artifact bombs, or keep them around and overwhelm your opponents. Then for Izzet, Zubera, call for a special kind of Kami just to let them be hit by 4 or more damage. Maybe even power up your opponents. Also, Golgari, Lurgoyf, fill up everyone's graveyards to make your creatures bigger, or maybe leave them without a library. Boros, Sliths, make sure your creatures hit to make them stronger or for even more effects. Simic, Fractals, cast spells with X in the cost to control how powerful they are, or to have something to play for every point in the game. What the hell is this? I don't understand even what this card is for. You better believe, MTG Ectoplasm, I know someone from New Jersey. You better believe! Some spirit lovers over there. Also merfolk lovers. Shout out to Handsome Dan as well. Okay, next up. Okay, so we did the Kindred novel. Okay, Blast Offer. Poor Blast Offer. Attempt at my own source book card. Blast Offer patiently waiting after the €2 super chat. Attempt at my own source book card. It's Shanra, Spark of Karamis. It's a red 1 generic. Now it's a 2/3 elf wizard. When Shanra enters and attacks, you get a copy counter. And then, what does that mean, a copy counter? So as you cast an, oh, I see. So as you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can pay a blue and 1 generic and remove a copy counter. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So whenever we attack, we get the copy counter. That is yikes. I guess it's fine. So we cast spell. We do have to attack, which can die. Yeah, it's gotta be fine. It's easy enough to just kill this thing and you get like no value off of your copy counter. So yeah, this has to be fair. Dimitri's like, that's a novel by my standards. The Kindred novel. It's a draft guide. So weird. Okay. Merfolk again. You ever play with the Cancel? No, I didn't. Think it's a little too hard to make work. Gets a copy as it enters too. Yeah, I know. So like it enters the battlefield and then you just kill it. And then that's it. You got like no value. So it has to be fair, in my opinion. Does not even survive the Doomblade test. Okay, Majra, part 3 of the Vexladesh. I guess we're looking at all the cards this time. We got a foxy person named Enzo the Time Twister. This is Jeskai, a 3/3 fox, rogue, wizard, noble. 4 creature types, you say. Okay, whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, untap Enzo, then time travel. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice an artifact. The next instant or sorcery you cast gains when this spell resolves, exile with X time counters on it, where X is its mana value, +1. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. X time counters, so again, like if it's 4 mana, it gets 5 time counters. Is this a way of doubling your spells? I think it's a bit janky, but sure, then I think it's fine. Then we got Enzo's Time Twist for 7 mana. Oh, but it's got Convoke. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their libraries, then draw 7 cards. So it's just another Time Twister. Time travel for each card in Suspend you own. Exile Time Twister. I think actually this is fine. This is like one of those types of cards that Wizards would print just to give us access to more of the Power 9 without actually printing the Power 9. Convoke. So we can tap our creatures. This doesn't feel very blue, though. It should have, like, I don't know, the artifact version of Convoke. You love the Explore Nikinzel deck? All right. Oh, you mean Commander? I guess it's better in Commander than it is in, like, Pioneer or Modern. Okay, cool card. Oh, we got a Saga! Double blue, double white. Chapter 1, investigate, then gain 4 life. Chapter 2, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And then Chapter 3, target creature explores twice, draw 2 cards. Do we need to have a creature in play to make this work? I think that's fine. It's 4 mana, it takes almost forever to get back there. Alright, and then we've got the Kanushi of Vexladesh. We have a 3 mana 2/2 Fox Rogue Cleric, lifelink and reach. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus X01 colorless star creature artifact tokens with flying are created instead. Why do people have to make these like really convoluted cards that are like, if you would make this, instead make that? Why don't we just make that in the first place? So if we make tokens, we make colorless star creature tokens anyway, instead. Where X is Kanushi of Vexladesh's power. Okay, so the bigger this is, the more of these tokens we get. I hope this is harmless. And we've got the Gate of Vexladesh. It is a gate that enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 0/1 colorless creature artifact token with flying. And we add Jeskai. This actually is the fairest card of all cards you've submitted. It's basically like a bad Triome as far as I'm concerned. You add those stars? Yeah, because of variety. Alright, next up, Skylar. Fill them with pie! That sounds cute. Are you talking about your cats? Do you fill your cats with pie? All right, next up we got 2 mana. We got a pie on the battlefield. Artifact pie, pay 2, tap. Put a pie counter on, fill them with pie, scry 2. Tap, draw 3 cards, and discard a card. Only if fill them with pie has 6 or more pie counters on it. Super fair card. Super, super fair. Not broken. This show is gonna take a, you know, there's like some rule. Didn't we have a rule here? You can only have like 10 donations. I think we have to have only 10 donations worth of cards. What is Dimitri even donating for? For Emil's Cipher Can't Be Broken? Oh my goodness. So basically donating for the other cards to be on the show. Some people have unlimited money. Okay, okay, we'll do that one. Okay, what is this? For Emil. Cipher Can't Be Broken. Is that the post name? No. Anti-pasta la vista. Anti-pasta la vista? What am I supposed to look up here? Or are you just super chatting to, No, yeah, I totally understand. It's no problem, Dimitri. It is named that. Cipher can't be, Cipher can't... Oh, maybe it's without... Okay, hold on. Cipher can't be broken. Cipher can't be broken. Maybe I had an apostrophe or something. Found it. Thank you so much. Okay, Cipher can't be broken. For a blue. Instant. Target creature has hexproof and is unblockable until the end of your next turn, scry 1, and has Cipher. It's got hexproof and is unblockable until the end of your... Oh, I see. So by ciphering this thing onto a creature, it will perpetually have hexproof and is unblockable, and you can basically turn it into a scrying machine. Honestly, I think this is fair. I think it's fair. I could be wrong. Like, what do you guys think? Is this like completely busted? Like, you just turn a creature. Well, I guess you perpetually give some. Like, even a hexproof creature is not that broken. Maybe give it Shroud, and it's definitely fair because like Shroud is not cannot be abused. Majra is like, it's okay, maybe for your standards. Your cards are pretty strong. Yep, permanently hexproof and unblockable. Yep, that's right. For as long as you attack. You have to attack. So if you can't attack for one reason or another, like Orm's Chant, poof. You don't get hexproof. Or you're gonna lose hexproof at the end of the turn. Cipher only really sucks because they have to. If you could cipher tutors, that's nuts. Or that's cuts? I'm assuming you mean nuts. If Shroud... Oh yeah, it can't target itself. That's right. I'm gonna give this a pass. I like it. I like it. Alright, let's take another one from... Who hasn't got one yet? I don't think Surefire Selves got one. William Thorne. Thank you very much for your super chat. Adding my clue booster. The clues is a red, blue, white, 1/2 human detective. Whenever William attacks, suspect target creature defending player controls. Create a copy of that creature, except it's a clue artifact with pay 2, tap, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card, and it loses all other card types. Whenever William deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice 3 clues you control with different names. How do the clues have different names? I don't get it. Hold on. You may sacrifice 3 clues you control with different names. If you do that, player loses the game. How do we have a clue with different names? Select target creature, defending players. Create a copy of that creature. Oh, I see. So, hold on, yeah. We create copies of the creature. We got creatures. The creatures are the names. It's okay. We figured it out. I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything completely broken. Aren't detectives from murders and not OTJ? Who cares? They could be from anywhere. They gotta have a detective everywhere, even in the desert. Okay, we got Rory Rockman. Thank you very much for your enormous super chat. I guess I should donate now and pull my weight. I'm Joe Star on the Discord, but after consideration, my cards need some real revision. So donate to first name that comes up after this, or freebies, your call. Okay, thank you very much. We will look at. It's an enormous super chat. Okay, let's take a look at a bunch of cards from people. Oh, look at that. Okay, we have Cypher Can't Be Broken over here. Okay, let's take a look from Shuck. I'm gonna try to get some people who are part of the Discord but haven't got a card yet. So Ajani's Charm. We'll take a look at two of Shuck's cards. Ajani's Charm, a white and a hybrid of white or two generic. Instant, choose one. You gain life equal to target creature's power. Flicker that creature. Okay. And then, or destroy target tapped creature, or support 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. A lot of modes, and all pretty fair. Okay, I want to see the blue one. I'm a blue player. Jace's Charm. Jace got a little charm going on, you know? Jace has gotten around to all the other planes. Who hasn't Jace dated? I think he's had a thing with Chandra, Liliana. Okay, moving on. Instant, choose one. Target player mills 5 cards. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Oh, man, the milling is sort of poopy, but I guess the mill players would love this thing. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card, then target creature you control connives. Okay, so we draw a card, and then we get to draw another one. It's like draw 2, loot 1. That's insane. There's a lot of cards. A lot of decks would love this thing. Vraska is his current girlfriend. Interesting. I wonder if... doesn't Vraska turn you into stone? Or am I thinking of a Greek mythological creature or character? Jace gotta be careful not to look Vraska directly in the eye. Or maybe he'll turn to stone. Nikachu, you are am I sniping? That's a super chat. Whose super chat was this? Oh! Okay, hold on. Okay, let's get to yours. Okay, we'll do the whole thing then. And then we're gonna move that other super chat. Okay, we'll just keep going on with this, Shuck. Not snipe. Shuck was doing this anyway. Okay, so we'll just get around to Shuck stuff. Liliana's Charm. Instant. Choose one. Target player sacrifices a creature, remove up to 2 counters from target permanent, and return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Super fair. Chandra's Charm. Instant. Choose one. Chandra's Charm deals 2 damage, divide as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn, or Impulse 2. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. This card is the strongest of all of them, I think, so far. All the modes are very good. Nissa's Charm. Instant. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target force you control. Untap it. It's a 0/0 elemental with haste. It's still land. Search your library for a force card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Or you gain 1 life for each force you control. I think this one's poop. I think this card's terrible, which makes it fair. I think the Jace one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Jace. Okay, this one's definitely very good. This one's very. I'm talking. Like, they're all good in design. All these cards are designed as if Wizards would have designed them. I'll tell you that right now. Whoa, Nissa is not the primary green planeswalker. That's Garrick. Well, who cares? We all love Nissa. All Nissa fans around here. Yeah, Nikachu. Pejma is like, I'm more aware of the super chats than Nikachu. All people taken care of. Okay, so now, okay, Shock. So we didn't waste any super chats from the giant super chat. We got the Damp, the powerful Palindrome. We have a green-blue 2 generic instant. Counter target spell that has a name shorter than the powerful Palindrome. Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hog. Here, we give some laughter out there too. Lil MX Doom. Oh, we did that Lil MX Doom's card. Ooh, the Wave of Denial. We have a blue 1 generic instant. Counter target spell. Countered. That spell's controller shuffles it into their library instead of putting it to their graveyard, so you don't get it back anymore. Very, very interesting design. I like that a lot. Do geese see God? I guess if they fly high enough. Dadam got a card. Saw the fill with pie. Origin Plasm. Blue, blue, two. Oh, we saw this one. Damn. Okay, we didn't see this one. Trustani the Scared. Or Scarred, I should say. Green, 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 white, white, white for a 0/9 Dryad. Indestructible and hexproof. Whenever an effect would cause 2 or more creature tokens you control to leave the battlefield, you may sacrifice half those tokens, rounded up instead. What the hell? If an effect would cause 2 or more creature tokens you control to leave the battlefield, you may sacrifice half of those. Okay, so instead of 2, we shrink it down. You think this is a snipe? It's yeah, I have to be careful. Okay, I guess we're just gonna donate to the freebie section. Which one was this? Okay, this was Mega Bananas. Okay. Here, I'll give you the super chat sound effect. I keep my token. You do keep your tokens, Mega Banani. Excellent card. Okay, for the next 2, we're just gonna go to the freebie section because we know that all these cards are clean. Here, there's Brawly Shadows card. Okay, Wisdom Lost. This is an Orzhov 2 generic sorcery. Destroy target bird wizard. It's highly specific. If that creature is its controller's commander, exile it instead. Is Nadu a bird wizard? The font of wisdom flows free unless you have a cork. I think it's a bird wizard. Yeah, we need more cards. We need to dig to fresh spaces. Okay, and lastly, Full Moon. White 2 generic enchantment, non-basic lands are plains. Then for this ability, Full Moon phases out. Any player may activate this ability, but only as a sorcery. It waxes and wanes, but shines on us all. So basically, it's Plains Moon. It's Plains Moon, but everyone can, for 4 mana, basically phase it out. All right. Thank you very much for the gigantic super chat. Okay, now what do we have left? Okay, let's take another look. Okay, let's get Islarf, the Heart of the Underdog. Heart of the Underdog is a green 2 generic enchantment. Whenever you draw a card during your draw step, you may reveal it. If you reveal a creature card with no abilities or only keyword abilities, draw a card. Okay, whenever you draw a card during the draw step, if I show you a donut, I get to draw another card. That's interesting. So if you're with no abilities or only keyword abilities, keyword is like flying first strike. Interesting. That's good value. You can't go wrong with that value over there. All right, next up. Okay, Dimitri, what the hell is going on here? What ginormous super chat is this? If you're feeling like being nice, I got a comparison post. Comparison of version 1 right and version 2 left card of Sipho, Phyrexian Goddess of Beginnings. Mostly just asking since you hit it and skipped in donos. If not, donos. Okay, let's take a look at this. Comparison of V1. This is your card. Okay, hold on. Mostly because asking us you hit it and skipped it in the donos. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay, we're comparing these two. So like what? This is like the two side. There are 2 wolves, one that's sane and then one that is insane. Okay, I'm just gonna automatically get the Titanic sound effect out here. So automatically, this is a Wooburg 1 generic. Sipho, Phyrexian Goddess of Beginnings. It's a 35-1! So it actually goes down to Gut Shot. No, sorry, it doesn't go down to Gut Shot because of Indestructible and Hexproof and Defender. Now, every phase change is considered an untapped phase. What? An upkeep phase for all players and all non-legendary
No, God, please, no.
creatures opponents control get cumulative upkeep 2, or if you are playing Commander or Brawl, it specifies the format you're playing, cumulative upkeep 4, or 2 mana of your Commander ID. Yeah, it's Phyrexian in name, but not a Phyrexian, just like most AI-generated cards. Okay, then we have hopefully a more sane card for Wooburg 1 generic. Again, 35-1. Every phase change is considered an untapped phase and uncast. This is still this is absolutely insane. Indestructible, hexproof, and defender. It does die to almost anything. Man, I'm gonna attack you with my legendary 35-1. It one-shots everyone in Commander. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. So you can chump block the crap out of it. Every phase change is considered an untap phase and an up. So untap and upkeep keeps triggering over and over again. This has got to be like too crazy. I think what confuses me is the flavor, as Yawgmoth is the creator of the Phyrexian. It's true. Oh yeah, it can't attack. Yeah, the shorter version is version 1. It's supposed to be of a debuff. Well, it also looks like a real card at this point, to be honest. Like, this doesn't look like a card. This is a pile of nonsense. This actually looks like a real Magic the Gathering card. Like, Wizards could actually print this thing. I guess this is fair. Like, if we can attack with this thing, I guess it's fine. But basically, it just gives Wilderness Reclamation to everybody. Constantly. Everyone has the basically infinite mana. It's going to speed up the game. The game's going to be over, probably not in our favor. All right. I could be wrong. This card may be insane. Skylar! Captain Fernrear! Fenrir. The Captain. White 2 generic, 3/2 human knight, first strike. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped unless they pay 1. So it's like a ghostly prison. If they don't pay the cost, you gain 1 life and you get to draw a card. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities your opponents control a trigger. This is a banger card. I really like this card. It's some sort of weird card draw also in white. Basically, it's a huge prison card. Death and Taxes players would love to play this thing. And it's a bit of a beat stick as well. Oh, you most definitely broke my brain with your entire first series. We started off breaking my brain. Do you guys have any comments? No comments? Okay, then we're going to move on. Move on to... Dimitri is donating. Faulty at Mana Factory was inspired by the stream that discussed worst mana sources. Ah, I see. Faulty Mana Factory, that was the one of the 5th card in your series. Faulty Mana Factory. I don't think I can look it up. No, I can look it up. Yeah, here it is. With that donation, we'll take one from the freebie section. Xander's Pawn Shop. A red-black legendary artifact. You may collect evidence from any graveyard. Oh, that is very interesting. Whenever you collect evidence, you may cast... It's like, I'd like to collect some of your evidence, please. Whenever you collect evidence, you may cast a card exiled this way until end of turn. Red-black, tap, collect evidence 4 from someone else, and create a treasure token. Cool card. Next up. Oh, we did Mega Banani. But we didn't do Arcanus Ultra. Way of the Ninja, the Dimir and... Oh, you didn't. You made this on the spot, didn't you? Arcanus Ultra asked earlier, give me a color combination and a card type, and I'm making it. And I guess Arcanus Ultra decided the Way of the Ninja. It's a black-blue 2 generic enchantment. Creature cards in your hand have ninjutsu with a ninjutsu cost equal to the spell's casting cost. Banger card. Everyone who plays... Can't remember that legendary ninja with Commander Ninjutsu. They would love this card. Or maybe not. Because they're cheating most of the time. Cheating stuff in play. They're not really a ninja deck. They're a fake ninja deck. With like Emrakuls and stuff in it. Alright, next up we've got Surefire Selves with Atrophics. Jaws of the Moon. Big jawline, that's for sure. Okay, so 7 mana for... It's like a Tarmogoyf. X plus... sorry, it's star plus... star and star plus 1 toughness. Zombie Horror Giant. For each black in Atrophics' cost, you may sacrifice a zombie rather than pay the mana. Ooh, I like that ability. When you do, put a reanimation counter on each zombie sacrificed this way. Atrophics' power is equal to the total power of all creatures in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. When Atrophics dies, return each zombie card from your graveyard with a reanimation counter to the battlefield tapped with a finality counter on it. I like this card. That's a great card. Make zombies, ramp out your Atrophics, and then they come back if you deal with the Atrophics. It's not even that, honestly, it's not even that strong of a card when it's in play. It's just a big beater, right? It has like no other redeeming abilities. It's just a big creature. So when it on the battlefield, it's more flavorful than strong. The art looks from yeah, maybe it's something. Yeah, it doesn't have trample. It doesn't have trample, so it's chump. We can chump block the damn thing. Oscar Ellie, food connoisseur. You make me hungry, Oscar. Well, there's no food in here, just wine. Ellie, food connoisseur. For Teamer, that's a 2/5 human scientist. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, create a food token. This ability triggers only thrice each turn. Okay, so are we just gonna make a bunch of food with, what's it called? What is the Nadu equipment? Kuro? Can't remember. But we all know what we're talking about. Okay, food poisoning. Foods you control have pay 1, sacrifice this artifact. Food deals 2 damage to any target. That is insane. Shuko, that's what I'm saying. I was screwed up by thinking the name of the equipment started with a K. Yeah, it's a food Nadu. It's Nadu and food. Costs 1 extra color, and it's a scientist. Scientist that drinks. Okay, next up. Elixir, the polite Grizzlebrand. Wants my love. Okay, it's gone. We're not only black, now we're white. We're a hybrid. We've gone Orzhov. 7 mana still a 7/7, but it's an angel demon. All right, so learn from the danger of his ways. Polite Grizzlebrand flies to avoid unnecessary hurting others. Okay, if he somehow does harm others, his touch can also heal, so there's nothing to worry about. These are not real words. The owner of Polite Grizzlebrand may selflessly weaken themselves by sacrificing 7 of their own life at any time. In return, they draw 7 cards that they can then use for the greater good of us all. I think... Well, it's not templated like a regular Magic card, but like, what is this? Basically, it's the inverted Grizzlebrand. Everyone can pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. If that's true, I mean, this is fine. You're probably gonna lose the game, though. Yeah, flying unlifelink. Yeah, it sounds like flavored. It's like, maybe, are any of these keywords? Maybe it's just pure 100% unadulterated flavor text. It's like the one wordy land secret lair drop. Exactly. Okay. Objection! Surefire Selves. Sustained or overruled? Objection. Maybe I gotta put the exclamation point. Damn it! When did you post this? I can't find it. Objection. I can't find this one, Surefire Selves. Is it grouped with a bunch of your other cards? Surefire Selves! Are you still here? Surefire Selves. Okay, hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna look at another card. See if I can find maybe a group of them together. So we'll look at Viz Girl. This I'm sure we're gonna find. Okay, let's go where all your cards are. Is there a pattern around here? Okay, here's Vizgirl, William Thorne. Here's Pedgeman stuff. I don't see objection around here. I can't find objection. Surefire Selves. Okay, it wasn't with the name. Okay, thank you very much. I'll take a look at it in a second. Okay, but we do have Vizgirl, the Bringer of Eternity. It is a Grixis 2 generic, 3/5 Eldrazi. We have bringing the Eldrazi here. Honestly, this art doesn't look very much like an Eldrazi. I guess the AI doesn't know what an Eldrazi looks like. 3/7 with Devoid. If damage would be dealt to a creature, prevent that damage. It's prevented. Its controller exiles the top X cards of their library, where X is the damage prevented this way. Players skip their end and cleanup steps. Skip their end? Like their end of turn? Wouldn't this be insane? Like, there's so much stuff that's like, until end of turn. I think this should be a more expensive card. 5 mana for like skipping the end step? That's nuts. Damage will be dealt to a creature, prevent the damage, and you get, look at the top X cards where X is the damage prevented this way. Yeah, I think it absolutely breaks the game. Damage doesn't get removed. We Hearthstone now. In some sense. Well, we're in milling mode for the most part. Yeah, remove the last ability. I think this is fine. Oh yeah, we moved the cleanup step so damage stays on creatures. No, but I don't get it. If damage would be dealt to a creature, prevent that damage. Why would these two abilities, I think both of these abilities are interesting, but they don't work together. Because if we skip the cleanup step, damage doesn't go away. I think that's so interesting to remove the cleanup step. Had to dig into the rules for this one. The turn still ends. It still ends. Okay, I'm gonna say something wrong with this card. Probably needs to be more expensive. Okay, objection. All right. I object, Your Honor. Blue, white, 1 generic instant. If one of your opponents has committed a crime this turn, you may cast the spell for only 1 mana. Counter target spell unless they collect evidence 8. If they do, you investigate anyway. That's value. I like it. Okay, oh, Brawly Shadow is back with Miquella, God of Kindness. Made this one while watching the show. I can tell. You just showed up out of nowhere. Okay, we have Miquella, God of Kindness, a white-blue 1/2 god with lifelink and bestow, which means you can enchant creatures with this creature. You control enchanted creature. It has lifelink. You may cast Miquella from the battlefield for its bestow cost. Oh, interesting. So as a commander, you can start bestowing things. It's a banger card. Steal things. Swipe them from the command zone. Okay, next up, Elixir, the Greater Spell Sky. What the hell does that mean? Spell Sky is even greater than it was before. 3 mana for. Wait, we just buffed it up by like 1 power and 1 toughness. Is that what we have done here? It's got ward 1, so it's a bit stronger than it was before. Then for Phyrexian, change a target spell or ability to spell skite. Phyrexian can be paid with 2 life. Yeah, it's fine. That works. All right, Skylar, the Wave of Denial. This is the last card, I swear. Did we? Oh, I think I accidentally sniped this one. We looked at this earlier. The Wave of Denial is the last card. Yeah, counter target spell, and you can shuffle it back into the library. I thought that was a banger. That was a great card. So we'll take that super chat. We'll donate to Nadu Instant Improvement. 3 mana instant split second. Target Bird Wizard. Target Bird Wizard's controller gets an emblem with whenever you would reveal the top card of your library, exile it face down instead. It's exactly what we need in this game. Perfect solution to Nadu. 100%. Does the ability of Spellskite trigger the ward? I don't know. That's funny, actually. That's a great question, original name. Yeah, if I take someone else's spell and target my creature with it, will it still trigger the ward? I want to say yes, it will. Actually, yes. You guys know the rules better than I do, and I'm a competitive player. Dimitri! Always donating for the greater good of the coffee crew. Few dono for Johto Joestar, since I don't remember if they super chat anymore. You gotta give me a card of theirs. The Johto Joestar? Johto Joestar. I don't know how to search for users. Is there a Johto Joestar here? With a real Johto Joestar, please stand up. Okay, let's go to the beginning. How many Johto Joestars are there here? The problem is, like, I can't look up users. If you can give me names of cards, I can look that up. But I can't look up users. I think we're gonna have to donate this one. Johto! Use from Johto Joestar. Okay, I'll try that. Do we have the right name? Johto Joestar. Yeah, I've got this all perfect, but I don't see the name. I forgot the cards when I was posting. Yeah, I looked it up. There's like it's like the user doesn't even exist. As far as I'm concerned. Unless there's unless the username is... Oh, you literally just looked it up? Okay, how do I do this? So from space Johto Joestar. New, old, relevant. I'm getting nothing! You wanna see what I see? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, this is what I see. What am I doing wrong? Johto Joestar. I'm literally I need the... Don't I have that? From... I got the colon right there! There is no space. I did it once without the space. Okay, I did it. Okay, it's still without the space. It's got no space now. Shout out to the coffee crew that still watches this show beyond this point. This is crazy. Okay, this is... Okay, that's the old one. This is the new one. Just search. Really love the art on this one. Okay, thank God. Pedgeman's thinking here. He clearly has it. It's just too old for Discord to find easily. All right, Discord. Well, yeah, other people are finding it. Really love the art on this one. Okay, let's do really love the art on this one. Pedgeman's thinking the way I would want to think. All right, we have Dr. Willy, the evil genius. This is a black red, blue, 2 generic. 1/3 human artificer. Artifact creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Vehicle spells cost 1 less to cast too. This creature may crew vehicles as though it had 11 power. What the hell? And then whenever a non-token legendary artifact creature you control dies, you can pay 1. If you do, you may create a copy of that creature, except it isn't legendary. Okay, excellent. I have no idea how to evaluate the power level of this card. Creature you control dies, you can pay 1. If you do, you may create a copy of that creature. This card might be like a little pushed. Artifact creatures, but it's 5 mana in itself. Creatures crew, it's 11 power. No, maybe it's fine. I don't know about the last one, where the last ability where you can pay 1 to basically bring your creatures back because you get a copy of them. It's got Sniper Joe and Metu. Can we find the other cards around here? Usually you people post your cards all around each other. Okay, let's look at another one. The Sniper Joe. Oh! It's like Mega Man, but in green. Black 2 generic, Sniper Joe. 2/3 robot, reach. As long as Sniper Joe is untapped, it has absorb 2. If a source would deal damage to this creature, prevent 2 of that damage. That's an easy pass. A lot easier. All right, Dimitri. Also celebrating you making me call LVLs and Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Balls. More donos. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dimitri. And with that dono, preview section. The Season of Loss. The black 3 generic sorcery. Choose up to 5 paw worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once. Paw. Venture into the hospital. Paw. 2 paws. Search your library for a receptionist. Put them into your hand, then shuffle. Paw. You and target doctor each draw a card. And paw and tapped paw. Discard a card. I don't get it. I don't understand this joke, actually. Can anyone help me? This is just going way over my head. It's like paw, double paw, and then one of them gets tapped at the end. This a meme called Loss? Oh, it's the Loss meme. Oh, okay. I can. Well, no, I've seen the Loss meme. Now I get it. Finally. Okay, wait, anyway, this, oh, and it's called The Season of Loss. Didn't know the meme had a name. Okay, we'll, skip that one, because that wasn't even a real card. The Perfect Murder. Perfect day for a murder. It's a black, blue, instant. Destroy target creature. Counter all abilities that triggered from that creature, entering or dying. Oh, hold on. No, but counter all abilities that trigger. Oh, I see. So if it ETBs, triggers, we have the option to, like, snipe it off and then counter its abilities. That's actually a banger card. It's a really good one. It should probably be blue, black. Oh, no, yeah, black. So it's, like, basically removal spell plus a stifle at the same time. How did this show go on for so long? What a long one. All right, but it was a good one. All right, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And thank you so much, my crew, for being here today. Coffee crew, like the Toilet Duck, the Jaded, Brawly Shadow, Old Boy, Dimitri. Huge shout out to Dimitri, that's for sure. Majra, Pedgeman, Islarf, Old Boy, Emil. Because you guys, the show is nothing without all of you. So, as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.